stop frying eggs the old way. I'm going to show you a trick with tomatoes that hardly anyone knows. Bet you've never cooked them like this before. Hey friends, for this recipe, we are going to need 3 large, nice and round tomatoes. First, wash them thoroughly, remove the stems, and carefully slice off the tops. Keep them, as we'll need them later. Now, take a sharp knife and gently scoop out all the pulp to create these perfect little cups. You might be wondering where I got this recipe. I tried it for the first time at a small Italian cafe and fell in love instantly. It was so delicious and unique that I just had to share it with you, my amazing subscribers. By the way, if you are not following me yet, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more easy, quick, and incredibly tasty ideas every day. Friends, let me know in the comments, do you love tomatoes as much as I do? Yes, I am absolutely obsessed with them. And you know what? Fresh tomatoes are a powerhouse of vitamin C and fiber. But the coolest part is that when you bake them, they release lycopene. It's a powerful antioxidant that protects our heart and keeps us looking young. So our dish is not only incredibly delicious, but also super healthy. I've noticed that whenever I make this dish, everyone in my family is always in a great mood. So this recipe will definitely bring some joy to your home too. Friends, let's get to know each other. Let me know in the comments your name and where you are watching from. I read absolutely every single comment, and it makes me so happy to know that my videos are being watched all over the world. It's incredibly heartwarming. I know one thing for sure, the most wonderful people in the world come to my channel. Don't throw away the tomato pulp. You can use it for a salad or make a wonderful face mask to give your skin a beautiful glow. I'll leave the link to that video for you in the top right corner or down below in the description. In that video, you'll find recipes for 2 different face masks for glowing and lifting your skin, as well as an exfoliating scrub for deep cleansing and improving microcirculation. But before using the masks, please make sure to do an allergy test on a small patch of skin, like your wrist. This is especially important if you have sensitive skin, because the recipes use tomato acids. Take care of yourselves. And right now, I'm going to share these recipes with you so you can easily make them at home. Mask number 1, tomato and honey for a beautiful glow and anti-dullness. It's perfect if you need to quickly refresh your face. Mix 1 tablespoon of tomato pulp with 1 teaspoon of honey until smooth. Apply it to your face for 10 to 15 minutes, then rinse with cool water. The tomato acids gently exfoliate, while the honey deeply nourishes and heals the skin. Mask number 2, tomato and oatmeal, a gentle peeling scrub for pore cleansing. It's excellent for combination and oily skin. Take 1 tablespoon of tomato pulp and 1 tablespoon of ground oatmeal. Mix it into a paste and let it sit for a couple of minutes so the oats can absorb some moisture. Apply to your face, massage gently, and leave for 15 minutes. What are the benefits? The oatmeal pulls impurities out of the pores and mattifies the skin, while the tomato evens out the texture. Now, let's get back to our dish. We've got these wonderful little tomato cups ready to go. Next, let's finely chop some green onions. By the way, these green onions are fresh from my own balcony garden. It's so convenient. I just go, snip some fresh greens, and add them straight to salads or any other dishes. The aroma is just incredible. By the way, did you know how healthy green onions are? Their juicy green stalks actually contain more vitamin C than a regular onion bulb. They are also rich in zinc and chlorophyll, which are amazing for boosting our immune system and giving us energy. So, our breakfast is getting healthier by the second. Let's add just a little bit of green onion to the bottom of each tomato. Our next ingredient is some delicious mozzarella. Slice it up and place one piece of cheese into each tomato cup. Just look at how beautiful it already looks. Mozzarella is actually the perfect cheese for this dish. As it heats up, it will melt, becoming soft, incredibly stretchy, and gooey. It blends all the flavors together and gives us that mouth-watering cheese pull we all love so much. Next, let's take 3 chicken eggs and gently crack one into each tomato. Try not to break the yolk. By the way, I always wash my eggs thoroughly before using them. Do you wash your eggs before cooking? Make sure to let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you do. Now, let's take a baking dish and grease it lightly with some olive oil. And now, look at this clever little trick. First, we place the tomato tops we cut off earlier onto the bottom of the dish, and then we carefully place the stuffed tomatoes right on top of them. This way, they will stand perfectly steady, won't tip over in the oven, and all of our delicious filling will stay safely inside. Now for the final touches. I'm adding a little bit of sweet corn to each tomato, followed by a pinch of salt, black pepper, and some more green onions. And let's top it all off with another piece of mozzarella for that ultimate cheesy crust. And it's ready to bake. You can easily use a regular oven for this. I'm going to bake mine in the air fryer at 200 degrees Celsius, which is about 400 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 20 minutes. Just a quick reminder, friends, that I have a Telegram channel. Make sure to drop by and subscribe so we can chat and get to know each other better. I'll leave the link in the description. Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends. Everyone could use a recipe this delicious, simple, and healthy. Now for the most awaited moment, the taste test. Just look at how beautifully that golden mozzarella stretches, and look at all the juices the tomato released. The aroma in the kitchen is absolutely incredible. The taste is simply divine. The soft, gooey texture of the cheese, the sweetness of the corn, the freshness of the green onions, and the juicy baked tomato. It is the perfect balance. No more words needed. You just have to try it yourself to fall in love with it forever. Go make it right now. Enjoy your meal, everyone. As for me, I'm not wasting a single minute, and I'm moving right on to another, equally delicious recipe. Now, let's move on to our next culinary masterpiece. And for this recipe, we are going to need our favorite tomatoes once again. I'm taking 3 ripe, juicy, medium-sized tomatoes. I'll give them a good wash and start dicing them into neat, small cubes. Just look at how bright and fragrant they are. By the way, I have to tell you that this dish is also incredibly popular in my family. As soon as I start making it, everyone in the house rushes to the kitchen, following this heavenly aroma. It's a true hit that gets eaten up in a matter of minutes. Since we are talking about tomatoes, let me share a very cool fact about growing them. It turns out that tomatoes are both total egoists and huge gossips. First of all, they can actually talk to each other through their roots and chemicals released into the air. If a pest attacks one plant, it immediately sends out an alarm signal, and the neighboring plants start producing special protective toxins, a real tomato gang. And secondly, unlike most plants, tomatoes love it when you plant them wrong. You should bury them as deep as possible, plucking off the lower leaves, or even lay the stem horizontally. The tomato will immediately start growing extra roots all along the stem. The stronger the root system, the more giant, juicy fruits you'll get. So don't be afraid to plant them deep. You've probably heard the eternal debate. Is a tomato a fruit, a berry, or a vegetable? Botanically speaking, it's actually a large berry. But the funniest thing happened in the United States back in the late 19th century. The debate actually went all the way to the Supreme Court. In 1893, the court officially ruled that the tomato is a vegetable. And do you know why? It was all about money and taxes. Back then, there was a tax on imported vegetables, but fruits could be brought in for free. Merchants wanted to save money, but the law decided otherwise. The judge ruled that since we eat them for dinner in main dishes and not for dessert, they are vegetables. Quite a culinary and legal history, right? Now, let's add an incredibly savory aroma to our dish. I'm taking 3 cloves of fresh garlic and dicing them neatly into small cubes as well. Try not to crush them into a paste. Let's keep the pieces nice and distinct. Now, let's take our favorite pan, put it on the heat, and pour in a little bit of good olive oil. As soon as the oil warms up, in goes our diced garlic. We are going to sauté it for just about half a minute over medium heat. We only want to cook it slightly so it opens up and infuses the oil with all of its amazing flavor and aroma. The main thing is to keep an eye on it and not overcook it, as garlic is very delicate and shouldn't burn. Just listen to that delicious sizzle. As soon as our garlic becomes slightly golden and releases its crazy aroma into the oil, we must not wait. Carefully add our diced, juicy tomatoes to the pan. Just listen to that sizzle. Now, we are going to stir it from time to time. The tomatoes will start to release their juices, blending with the garlic-infused olive oil and turning into an amazing, fragrant base for our dish. And while our tomatoes are simmering in the pan and filling the house with warmth, let's take care of the cheese. Yes, you can never have too much cheese. First, I'm taking a piece of good hard cheese and grating it on a coarse grater. It will add a rich, savory depth to the dish. But that's not all. Next, I take some fresh mozzarella and slice it into beautiful, neat rounds. This combination of 2 cheeses, the bold hard cheese and the soft, gooey mozzarella, is going to make our family dish absolutely unforgettable. While our tomatoes are lazily bubbling in the pan, releasing all their juices, let me share a little culinary secret with you. Have you ever wondered why the combination of tomatoes, garlic, and cheese is always a guaranteed winner? It's all about the chemistry of flavor. Tomatoes and hard cheese contain a huge amount of natural glutamate. Don't be afraid of that word. It's a completely natural thing, responsible for the umami taste, the 5th taste that our brain perceives as something incredibly savory, rich, and delicious. And garlic in hot oil acts as the perfect conductor, bridging all these flavors together. And by the way, speaking of hard cheese, for this recipe, I highly recommend using aged cheeses. The older the cheese, the more of those tiny, crunchy calcium crystals it has, and the bolder the flavor of our dish will be. Don't be afraid to experiment. A classic Parmesan, any good local aged cheese, or even some sharp pecorino will work perfectly here. The main thing is that you enjoy it. And now we move on to the most crucial and delicate part of our recipe. We are going to need 6 fresh chicken eggs. I'm taking 2 deep plates, and I'll start carefully cracking the eggs into them, 3 eggs per plate. The key here is not to rush. We need to be very gentle and cautious so that we don't break or damage the yolks. They must stay whole, round, and beautiful, as they will be the star of our dish. And by the way, let me share another little kitchen hack. To make sure you don't damage the yolk and to keep any shell fragments out, it's actually best to crack the eggs on a flat surface, like the countertop, rather than the rim of the bowl. This creates an even crack and keeps the yolk perfectly safe. Just look at how perfect and beautiful they look in our plates. All right, our tomatoes have simmered beautifully and created a stunning base. Now it's time to bring all this beauty together. First things first, let's add the seasonings. Sprinkle some freshly ground black pepper and salt to taste. And make sure to add a pinch of sugar. Trust me, sugar is absolutely necessary here. It perfectly balances the acidity of the tomatoes and makes the flavor incredibly deep. Now, let's arrange our delicate slices of mozzarella in the pan, placing them right on top of the juicy tomatoes. And right after that, we carefully pour in our eggs from the plates, trying to keep those yolks whole. Just look at the incredible palette of colors we are getting. To give the dish a beautiful hue and a touch of mild spice, let's sprinkle some bright paprika all over the top. And now, the final touch. We cover the pan with a lid, turn down the heat, and let this masterpiece simmer for a few minutes. We want the egg whites to set and the mozzarella to melt perfectly, while keeping the yolks soft and runny inside. Let's wait. Just about 5 minutes have passed, and look at this beauty. The egg whites have set perfectly, and the mozzarella has turned into a soft, gooey cloud. And here is a great pro tip for you. If you want the yolks to be like a poached egg, soft, runny, and beautifully flowing when you cut into them, you only need to simmer the dish for 3 minutes on the lowest heat possible. Now for the final touch. We sprinkle some finely chopped fragrant parsley all over the dish. The green herbs instantly brighten everything up. That's it. Our pan is ready. Let's take it off the heat. Our masterpiece is complete. Enjoy your meal, everyone. And thank you so much for cooking with me today. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know about my new delicious recipes and never miss anything. See you in the next videos. Sending big hugs to everyone and take care of yourselves.